Hey guys, finally back with another video for the Master League. Today I'll be showing you the team I've been using for the past 2 seasons, and the 10-0 streak which allowed me to hit rank 10 and reach my season 4 peak rating of 3089. This team is basically Landorus' team with Zekrom instead of Togekiss, and the reason for using Zekrom is pretty simple. When I ran Landorus' team in the beginning of the last season, people running the BBML, which is Origin, Melmetal, and Dialga, they would start switching in Dialga instead of Melmetal just so they can preserve the Melmetal and Togekiss matchup in the back. Also, I found that a lot of the time where my last Pokemon was Togekiss, with one shield, they would either have Kyogre or Mewtwo, and I would just lose this matchup. Going on PvPoke, I found that Zekrom can actually beat these two Pokemon, along with being able to Dragon Breath down Giratina Origin. For me personally, I like to run at least one uncommon Pokemon in my lines, like Zekrom. Many times in a losing matchup, your opponent will farm right before you get to a charge move and throw the KOing move, and essentially wasting your energy. What I mean is I assume that most people in the top 500 know that it takes, say, 17 Dragon Breaths to get to an Iron Head and 22 to get to a Draco, but not too many, I think, know that it takes 15 Dragon Breaths to get to a Crunch on Zekrom. Sometimes, but not all the time, if I overcharge and throw a Crunch, they might think it takes maybe like 18 or 19 Dragon Breaths to get to a Crunch, and I'm able to sneak in a second Crunch right before they throw a charge move to KO me. And this actually won me a few games that I recall. This is my first time rewatching these battles, but I'll give you some tips if you decide to run this team. So the first battle, my Kyogre's met with Giratina in the lead. What I do here is I almost always switch Dialga, and I think the last battle I'll show you when I actually safe swap into Zekrom instead. So if they safe swap into Dialga, I'm almost always guaranteed to get to 2 Iron Heads. 2 Iron Heads to burn both of their shields, or I win switch advantage. So here's my second Iron Head, and here I'm counting, and they almost have enough for an Iron Head, and I throw in Kyogre because it resists Iron Head. What happens is it's very rare that the opposing Dialga will actually get to Thunder before you're able to farm down. But if he kept farming, I think he would get to Thunder, or at least threaten me with it. So I didn't have to waste a shield there. So here I swap back into Zekrom, and here's a Kyogre. So like what I said before, if I actually had Togekiss in the back, I would basically just lose here, simply because Kyogre would beat my Togekiss if I had Togekiss, and then Giratina would just win against Kyogre, unless I did some shenanigans with farming down their Kyogre and throwing a Blizzard. But you'll see. So here, even at a -2 defense, Zekrom able to farm down that Giratina. So Kyogre into Dialga, you have 2. Always switch in Dialga, unless I'll tell you about another time I don't switch in Dialga. But here they don't switch out, and sometimes I play this differently. Sometimes I let it through if I know their team, but most of the time I'll actually shield twice, simply because I know if they're staying in this long, their back end is kind of weak to. Their back end would be weak to Dialga, in what I think. Here comes Palkia, and I got like 2 or 3 Dragon Breaths in right before I die, and I'm able to throw the Iron Head. So here I just pause it for a second, and right there, right after I throw the Iron Head, I see that he's already at half health. And when I throw in Zekrom, he wouldn't be able to reach a Draco. That's the only reason I would. Also, Zekrom's better matchup because I can farm down that Palkia. So here I'm getting ready for the switch, and he knows he's not going to get to a Draco before I farm him down. He can only throw Aqua Tail, and that wouldn't KO me. So here, good thing I get to the Crunch, and I'm able to switch back into Kyogre. And this is why you need Blizzard for this team. Too many times I'm met with the Giratina Origin or Giratina Altered, and Blizzard saves my butt every time. So here I am going up to Blizzard, and I also need the Kyogre to be very low health because if you remember that Palkia did maybe 15, 16 Dragon Breaths, and if he gets to 22, it's pretty game over for me. So here I'm actually over farming. If you see, I have more than a Blizzard, but I want to be even lower. But I want to be able to throw the Blizzard right before, not right before, but before they get to another Dragon Claw. So here I actually farm another one and throw the Blizzard. And I thought I actually lost because I thought I wasn't low enough. Maybe one more Shadow Claw would have been enough. But here goes Zekrom, able to farm down. And I think they were very close to the Draco, but I'm not sure. So I could have lost that. So here I go against Mew, and my rating here is 2993. So I actually went 10-0 to get to 3089, which is pretty good. I'm going into Melmetal, and they're insta swap into Dialga. When they do that, insta swap after doing one Thunder Shock, you're not able to farm down without burning both of your shields, if you know what I mean. If you see the health on their Dialga and it doesn't hit the yellow when they throw their Iron Head at 17, then you know you have to burn 2 shields. But they actually let it go, which is very surprising. I think if they didn't let it go, they would actually win this match. So I'm able to have Zekrom into Giratina, and I figured that that Shadow Ball doesn't matter because my win con is actually Kyogre into Melmetal, so I need a shield for Kyogre. So here we go, Kyogre into Melmetal, and I'm throwing Surfs. Fairly straightforward. And I also, let's see if I do any shenanigans here. I think I just straight farm down here. No, okay. So here he throws all his energy into my Kyogre. And so what am I able to do, which is good because I'm able to farm this Giratina down and able to throw whatever move I can at this Melmetal after, because it has no energy left. So here's finishing Zekrom, and that's the match. And I'm just going through the 3-0. Oh man, and here I'm playing Kachwang Hu 10. Kyogre into Togekiss. What I do in this matchup now is I actually wait until 8 surfs. No, sorry, 8 waterfalls to throw a surf. Try and CMP tie with their Togekiss so they don't get an extra charm in. Throw Ancient Power, and luckily here you'll see why it's very lucky, because they didn't get an extra charm in and they actually shield. So I'm actually able to double KO with a shield advantage, and they actually give me switch advantage. You'll see at the top they actually show Melmetal before the time runs out, so I'm quickly able to put in Zekrom, which is very lucky for me because I don't want to see Melmetal on my deck. So I guess my opponent made quite a few mistakes here. So here I throw a Crunch because I'm almost at a Wild Charge, or almost at 2 Wild Charges, and I just swap into Dialga to take these Dragon Claws. So this match was pretty perfect for me. And here I could have threw the Iron Head and still won, which was a little bit risky, because if I didn't get to the Thunder and I tried to throw Thunder, it would have been a little bit closer. But he had to throw Superpower anyway, so he would have been debuffed, and I'm pretty sure debuffed or -1 defense Melmetal wouldn't survive 1 Wild Charge. The next match I play Dante and another Togekiss lead, and every time I see a Togekiss lead, I assume they're running Melmetal Groudon. So here I actually see that their CP of their Togekiss is more than 33,332, I think. So I know that, I don't know, but I'm fairly certain they're not running Dialga. So here, same thing as before, and I throw 2 Surfs. They don't shield second one, and if you're running this team, as soon as you see Melmetal, you need to swap into Zekrom. I don't think I've lost a match yet by doing that. If you let that Melmetal farm you all the way down on Kyogre, I think every time I have lost. So here, because I took a gamble there and I actually shielded Earthquake, and I'm able to farm down. Here I'm able to get to 2 wild charges, and I'm able to throw both on this Melmetal, and the second was actually a CMP tie. And lucky for me that my Zekrom goes down. So here it's pretty straightforward. What I do here, I think that bringing in Dialga is the best, because he has to throw a superpower, and just to weaken his and I have enough health on Kyogre to basically take it out, or he has to throw his second superpower, and they're able to farm down the Dragon Breath. So it's a good match to my opponent there. And here's 5-0, just to show you the little smiley face. And I hit I think that's at 30-41 after I get that 5-0. So here, I don't have an answer to a Togekiss switch in, but I'm very lucky that they let that surf through, because you'll see that he actually gets the boost here. He doesn't get that Charmin, which is very lucky for me, because if he got the boost and he shielded that surf, I would lose. So here I swap into Zekrom and notice that his CP, well, it doesn't really matter, but I'm saying that he's not running Dialga, because it's best buddy boosted Giratina. Zekrom is a better matchup against Groudon than Dialga, mostly because you're able to reach your charge moves faster. A lot of the time I'm running Dialga into Groudon. It's very hard to get off 2 charge moves when their opponent switches in very fast. Here I have to shield this Fire Punch, and I farm a little bit and throw the Surf, and they let it go, and it's pretty much over. I have a full health Dialga into Giratina, and they know, and they just let me farm now. So thank you. So in this match, I actually recorded it late, but their first Pokemon was Landorus, and mine was Kyogre. They swapped into Dialga, and I counter swapped into Dialga. So sometimes if their Dialga is not best buddy, or if I'm able to do one waterfall and switch to Dialga immedially, I'm able to farm all the way down. So that's what I try doing here. But I'm willing to burn 2 shields to win switch advantage, because I'm able to throw 2 moves at the next Pokemon, and maybe I get 1 shield back, but we'll see. So I throw the first Iron Head, and if you saw, the animation for the Mud Shot actually went through, so that actually KOs my Dialga. So I can't throw that second Iron Head, which is very unfortunate. So sometimes this, like my Dialga going down here, is actually what loses me the match without burning, because I can't burn their shield or do any damage without that move. So here, Kyogre goes into Landorus, and they throw a move here. Let's see what it is. Does Earth Power, which does surprisingly not too much, and they swap into Giratina. So here they throw a Shadow Ball. I have no shields, so they don't need to bait. And here I go right up to right before they get to the Ominous Wind and throw the Crunch. And here I'm also able to throw a second move at Landorus, and I see what they're going for. They're trying to farm down my Zekrom and then throw a move at the Kyogre, but Kyogre has a higher attack stat than Landorus. I think if they actually shielded their Giratina, they would actually win that matchup. Win this match, because their Giratina might have been able to throw a Shadow Ball at my Kyogre before going down. I feel like they didn't recognize that I already had a Surf ready, but that's why I watched the match. In the next matchup, it's pretty important. You'll see that I lead Kyogre into Giratina, but if you see the Giratina, it actually has over 3,700 CP, so that means it's the best buddy boosted. And when I see this, I assume it's pretty it's a pretty good estimate that they don't have a Dialga, because Dialga best buddy is the best buddy to put in your lineup, and they actually best buddy their Giratina. So this is one of the only times I would actually safe swap into Zekrom, and you'll see how it plays out. So here I safe swap into Zekrom, and they insta swap into Rhyperior. So this is actually very good for me, because if you ever swapped in Dialga and they counter swapped into Rhyperior, you'll know that if they swap that fast, there's no way you can get to 2 Iron Heads. But because Crunch is only 15 Dragon Breaths instead of 17, I'm able to win this matchup almost every time if they don't get a Mud Slap in, basically. So here, this Melmetal farms me down, and this is perfect because Melmetal is facing my Kyogre, and their Giratina is now forced to face my Dialga. So here I shield, Shadow Ball, perfect. And if they get to another one, I know that my win con is actually not Dialga, it's actually Kyogre. So I actually do what I said other people do to me. I did it right before they get to their Shadow Ball. So they burn that shield, and I still get a little bit of energy over it. So they're also counting, and they see I'm almost about to get to Iron Head, so they take me out. And it's gonna be pretty close though. Here, don't shield the Rock Slide. I realize that I think Superpower will do more. So say if I shield that Rock Slide, and then their second move, maybe they get a Superpower. That Superpower might been able to KO me with subsequent, or the Thunder Shocks before that, right? So here, I'm able to survive with a few HP and win that matchup. So here I play against this Numbers girl, and let's see if the CP of this Giratina is also above 2700. So here it's not, and I swap right into Dialga. And here they have swapped to Melmetal, and usually a lead Giratina and a Melmetal swap into Dialga is usually almost always a loss. There's almost no way to win unless they make some pretty big mistakes. So because I didn't throw any energy yet, and they're throwing their energy, I have to shield. Otherwise, it's a waste of my 2 Iron Heads, and actually bait with this Iron Head. They don't shield, and I throw another one right before they get to a Superpower. And they shield that, and what do I do here? Try to swap into a Kyogre, but I let it go down. So you'll see that. You'll see how I win this matchup later on. Giratina throws Shadow Ball at me, and here's Mewtwo for 5. So here they get to Side Strike. Side Strike, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I throw my Crunch. And this would get the shield, or Mewtwo would go down. And they throw a move without farming too much. So that's why I say when I like to use slightly less common Pokemon, because that Mewtwo could have farmed way more in order to threaten my Kyogre with maybe 2 Side Strikes instead of 1. So you see, I recognize that my win con is Blizzard onto Giratina. But if they did maybe 2 or 3 more Psycho Cuts on my Zekrom, they might have been able to win. But they didn't know, they might have not known how much energy it takes for a crunch. So that's why they were scared and threw the Side Strike so early. So in this matchup, Kyogre into Giratina, let's see the CP. And here I swap into Dialga. And they actually stay in. So what this tells me, I'm not sure what this tells me, but and they had Melmetal, so this doesn't really make sense to me. If they already had Melmetal, why did they need to burn my shield? They bait me with the Rock Slide, throw Thunder. Very rarely I feel like I would need to use Draco. I feel like Thunder for this lineup in particular is more useful against the steals if you're stuck against the steel type Pokemon. So here I'm able to farm down this Melmetal, and let's see what I met with Giratina. So if they had Dialga in the back, basically I lose because Dialga can basically just destroys Zekrom. And here, shield the Shadow Ball, but it's kind of a mistake. Metagross comes out, and I throw the Wild Charge right before they get to the Earthquake. Hoping they don't get any more farm, but they do. And they throw Earthquake. And I'm like, oh, like I have a low HP Kyogre. Like, how can I win this game? But I realized that their Giratina actually has no energy. So, and they're actually pretty low because they let my first Dialga, my switching Dialgas, hit them all for maybe 40% of their health already. So that's why I'm able to double surf and actually win that matchup, which is very, very lucky of me. Here, that was my 10th match, 10-0. And I think I just skip, maybe I catch this Pikachu. So here I caught my Pikachu Libre, got my rank, and I hit 3089 overall, 37th in the world. And I actually tried playing more matches after this, and I was only able to find 1 match, and I lost. So I guess 10-1, but really 10-0. You know, sounds better. I think most people in the 3100s or the above 3000 play Premier, not Open Master League, and I only play Premier, or I only play Open Master League. I have not touched a single Masters Premier match ever. But good thing that this is the last day for Master League, and maybe if I get a good team for Halloween Cup, or if there's any exciting sets, maybe I'll post another video. But yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And maybe I'll post another video sooner than 5 months if that happens. All right, see ya. Bye-bye.